top 5 schools there, but all very close. St Ignatius gaining their second of the 4 Year 10-8 races, Shaw winning the other 2, and where we've had St Ignatius, Shaw and St Joseph's winning first, second or third places across the Year 10-8s. King's School now into a podium finish there with second place in the Year 10 first 8. So excellent rowing from all crews across the 4 Year 10-8s, and good to see depth in the sheds. We see Sydney Grammar and Sydney Boys High in 3 of the 4 Year 10-8s, and that all goes well for the development across not only those schools but across all of the GPS rowing program. The next race is different from the Year 10s, where, like all our other sports, we are on an age basis. The third 8 is comprising of those boys who aren't in a competition crew. You'll often have Year 12s who haven't made a first or a second 8, but are not allocated to a 4, indeed not planning to row in a 4. And not all schools will be able to field a third 8. It just depends on the number of boys who are rowing. Now, for example, today you'd probably expect about 65, 70 boys across a school to be competing if they're in all races today. And that's not the case with all the schools. But with the third 8, we have 4 GPS schools with crews, and Shaw School with 2 crews, referred to as Shaw 1, Shaw 2. That's based on their performances throughout the season and trialling. So it is a graded crew system, such as we have in all our other sports. St Joseph's with 2 crews, crews 1 and 2, and then St Ignatius with 2 crews, not surprising there, and the Scots College as well. So no Sydney Grammar, Sydney Boys High, Kings or Newington in the third 8. And so we go to that race and to the call, Michael.
Thank you, Chris. Well, as you say, it's the school third 8. It's the first senior, in inverted commas, race of the day. It is also the last of our non-trophy events today. So we'll have silverware on the line for every race following the school third 8. But race 5, it is underway. It was the Shaw School making the best of things as they came through the 500 metres. Again, they are contending very fiercely with the crew in St Ignatius colours next to them in lane 4. That's the Shaw 1 crew and the St Ignatius 1 crew. As you've observed, Chris, this is a graded event for each of the schools because, it all depends on how much depth they have in their programs. But the Shaw School, it's a narrowed advantage, and I wouldn't be writing the St Ignatius boys off at all. There's plenty of water to row, and it is looking as though both crews are maintaining a steady rate of striking. And just through the 1,000 metres now. The Shaw School, well, it's a narrow lead ahead of St Ignatius. So St Ignatius 2 currently occupying third place. St Ignatius just having another discussion up here to work out just how they came through the 1,000 metres. It is Shaw School in the lead from St Ignatius 1, from St Joseph's 1. That is how they went through the 1,000 metres. The race is tightening between Shaw and St Ignatius. As we've seen, it's the theme of the regatta. Shaw and St Ignatius contending for the line honours. I think St Ignatius have just made a little bit of a move, so just keep an eye on them. They're in lane 4. St Ignatius 1, I should say, and Shaw 1 in lane 5. So it's all about that gutsy second 500 as they approach the 1,000 metres, the halfway point in the race. Plenty of psychology involved in that as well. Pressure on the boys in the colours of the Shaw School to maintain their advantage, which they've still got, but it's really narrow. 0.34 through the 1,500 metres, I should say. 500 metres to row. Well, St Ignatius, they've got plenty of time in which to make a move. Shaw 1, St Ignatius 1, St Joseph's 1. Those are the first 3 crews across the 1,500 metre mark. St Ignatius College 2, currently in 4th place. And St Joseph's 2 and Scots 5th and 6th. That's how they went through the 1500 metres. So as we come into the final 250 metres, it is another tantalising competition, Chris, between the colours of the Shaw School, lane 5 in this case, and St Ignatius, lane 4 in this case, for the school third 8. And St Ignatius College, well, they have lifted their rate of striking. They are taking the fight to the Shaw School. Can they spoil the party for the boys from North Sydney? It is going to be a fantastic finish to this race. Shaw School have responded. They've just lifted their rate of striking. 250 metres to row, probably 200. We're going to see a conclusion to this race in just a few short moments. It is going down to the line yet again. They're going stroke for stroke. The Shaw School have responded to that move made by St Ignatius. They know that they have to move now if they're going to contest for this race in the final couple of moments. Shaw respond. They throw the rate through the roof. The final strokes of their season. The Shaw School claim the win in the school third 8. Second place goes to St Ignatius 1. And they are out on their feet.